Hello everyone, for today's video in SuperUnited Rapid 2025 we have the World Champion Gukesh faced off Alireza Firouzja in the second round. He have a loss on the first game and now he must win. He start with knight f3 and Firouzja responds with knight f6, g3, and Firouzja play symmetrical g6, bishop g2, bishop g7, and we have now c4. Castled by Firouzja. Knight c3, d6, and we have now King's Indian defense. d4 by Gukesh. Knight bd7, castle, and e5, e4, pawn takes pawn on d4 and knight takes pawn back, rook e1, rook e8, sorry, h3, controlling the g4 square, knight c5, attacking the pawn. On the e4 we have now rook e1 and h6 by Firouzja, f3 by Gukesh, and knight came to h5, attacking the pawn on g3. So the knight d came to e2, protecting his pawn. Now Firouzja can take the knight on c3 and destroy the pawn structure, because Gukesh cannot take with the knight. His pawn in the g3 is hanging. We have bishop e6 and now g4 with Gukesh kicking the knight to f6. So we have b3 by Gukesh and h5 by Firouzja. So bishop came to g5, pinning the knight. Bishop to d7 by Firouzja. Queen d2. Knight came to e6, attacking the bishop. Bishop came back to e3. Pawn takes pawn on g4 and pawn h take pawns. Knight came to h7. Rook a d1. A very nice development by the world champion. a6. Maybe he want to play b5. And we have now c5. He cannot take because the queen and rook controlling the d5, so he played bishop on b5, pawn takes pawn, bishop takes knight on e2, and knight takes bishop. And now Gukesh won pawn, so pawn takes pawn by Alireza Firouzja, and Gukesh takes the pawn with the queen. Queen came to a5, attacking the pawn on e2, and the queen came back to d2, protecting his pawn, and queen a3 by Alireza Firouzja. So knight came to c3, rook a d8, attacking the Gukesh queen. So knight came to d5, knight f6, and the queen came to b4, offering trade with the queen. cannot take the pawn. He came to b2, so rook came to b1, and now Firouzja takes the pawn. I think this queen will trapped. Knight came to c3, attacking the queen. Where to go with his queen, so the queen came to c2, I think. Yes, queen came to c2, rook b to c1, queen came to d3, and now e5, and the bishop ready to come to f1. So knight came to b5, knight takes knight, rook takes knight, and now the queen is trapped. With the bishop f1. Will Gukesh find this move? Yes, he played it, bishop f1, and no safe place for black queen, so he played rook b5, attacking the white queen, and he will lose the exchange. So queen takes rook, and the queen takes bishop, pawn takes queen, and bishop takes pawn on b5. Bishop h6, and rook came to c3. Rook e7, and we have rook d1. And the position is completely winning for Gukesh. We have knight f4. Rook c8 with check. King came to g7. Rook came to e8, offering trade with the rook. Firouzja refused and played rook c7. The another rook came to d8. Now the trade is a checkmate. So rook check from c1, covering with the bishop in f1, and we have g5 by Alireza. So the king came to f2, rook c3, attacking the pawn on b3, and the bishop came to protect the pawn on c4. We have b5, rook check from g8, king came to h7, rook check from h8, the king came to the g6, and we have bishop takes pawn on b5. Bishop came to g7, the rook escaped to e8, rook takes pawn on b3, rook check from d6, and the king came back to h7. Bishop c6, and rook b2 check. King came to f1, check from b1, came to f2, check again, and the king came to e3. Check from e2 with the rook, the king escaped to d4, check from d2, king to c5, check from c2, the king came to b6, check from b2, king to a6, and we have bishop h6, bishop check from e4, king came to g7, and rook d to d8. Now the threat is checkmate from the g and g8 and h8. So check with the rook, and then he resigned. No way to escape from the checkmate. A very nice game by Gukesh. He came back with this win. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video.